Good evening, viewers, and welcome to tonight's regional news. We begin with news from Jamaica. The health ministry is reporting that Jamaica on Tuesday hit a record one-day tally of 21,000 COVID vaccinations administered. The Pfizer vaccine was being administered island-wide except at the Mona Agin and the University Hospital of the West Indies, where the AstraZeneca vaccine was being delivered to adults only. The health ministry said 40% of those vaccinated on Tuesday were students 12 to 18 years. Tuesday's figure would push the vaccine tally closer to the 350,000 milestone for people who have received at least their first dose of the two-dose vaccines. Overall, more than 480,000 doses of COVID vaccines have now been administered in Jamaica. We now look at news from Haiti. Haiti would need an estimated $1.2 billion to deal with the initial damage caused by the August 14 earthquake, according to an initial impact assessment report discussed on Monday during a technical steering committee meeting chaired by Prime Minister Ariel Henry. Henry spoke also of the availability of the Inter-American Development Bank, which is at the forefront alongside other national and international stakeholders in the planning of post-earthquake reconstruction. The meeting formed part of the Assessment of Damage, Losses and Post-Earthquake Needs 2021 in the Southern Peninsula Post-Disaster Needs Assessment. The Technical Steering Committee has 6 weeks to finalize the preliminary version of the PDNA, produce the physical and economic reconstruction plan for the Southern Peninsula, and organize the meeting of donors in order to have funds to finance the plan. The Dean of the Court of First Instances of Port-au-Prince, Bernard Saint-Ville, has appointed Justice Gary Ariely as the new investigating magistrate to probe the assassination of Haiti's President Jovenel Moïse 2 weeks after Matthew Chanlate stepped down. Chanlate has stepped down, claiming personal reasons that observers said included fears for his personal safety. Moïse was shot and killed at his private residence overlooking the capital on July 7 when armed gunmen stormed his residence. His wife, Martine, was seriously injured and had to be flown to the United States for medical treatment. Police have arrested more than 40 suspects, including 18 former Colombian soldiers and 20 Haitian police officers, but there is no clarity about who was behind the plot to kill Moïse, who had been ruling Haiti by decree over the past year. Haiti has called on the United Nations to conduct an international investigation into the murder, along with a special court to prosecute the suspects. We now turn our attention to neighboring Venezuela. 15 people are confirmed to have died in landslides in Venezuela's western Mérida state. Streets and mountain villages were converted into raging torrents after torrential rains hit the area in the Andes. Footage taken by locals showed cars being swept away and boulders strewed over muddy roads. Most of the fatalities occurred in the town of Tovar, where the Mogotes River busts its bank after hours of rainfall. Officials said that the electricity plant in Tovar had been damaged and that residents had neither power nor telephone connections. It is not the first time the area has been hit by deadly mudslides. In 2005, more than 40 people died and dozens went missing in the area when several rivers overflowed. We end tonight's regional news in Dominica. The Dominica government has announced new dates for the reopening of schools, blaming the recent upsurge in coronavirus cases for the situation. The government only this week lifted a 3-week-old curfew aimed at curbing the spread of the virus, warning that it cannot be business as usual and that the authorities would continue to put measures in place for a safe phased reopening of the country. Dominica has recorded 1 death and 1,339 positive cases of the virus since the first case was detected in March last year. She said that from September 13 to October 1, instructions will commence fully online for fifth form students only, noting that based on a survey carried out by the Minister of Education, all students moving from 4th to 5th form have devices and also have their textbooks. And that concludes your regional news for tonight. Thank you for joining.